One genre that's going to be abundant in numbers on any Nintendo system is 3D platformers. It's a given, and you best believe the Switch has a ton of them. From the big end, to third-party studios, to small indie titles, the following list of games is what I consider to be 15 of the best on the system, in no particular order. As you're watching the vid, feel free to chime in the comments down below what you consider to be the best 3D platformers on the system. Anyway, let's dive right into the list. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury contains 2 games in one. First of all, it contains the excellent Super Mario 3D World with some minor changes. It adds amiibo functionality, online multiplayer, 4-player Captain Toad levels, and more to an already fantastic game. The levels are fun to explore and play in, with loads of wonderful power-ups and secrets to find. The game itself is like a hybrid of Mario's 3D games, combined with elements of his more traditional 2D platformer games, and it works out so well. I consider this game to be one of the best from the Wii U, and the Switch port is an excellent way to experience the game. Now what sweetens the deal is a brand new smaller game, Bowser's Fury, and holy cow, what a treat this is. It is a 3D Mario game that plays in an open world, where you need to collect the cat shines in order to stop Bowser's rampage. Even though this adventure is short, it's sweet, with some terrific platforming to be had, and every area of Lake Lapcat features new gameplay twists that helps to constantly shake things up. It's a game that makes me super excited for the future of 3D Mario games. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury is a great package that is worth playing for Mario and platformer fans alike. New Super Lucky's Tale is a platformer that feels right at home on the Nintendo Switch. The cute and bright graphics makes the game feel very Nintendo-like, and its hub-like stages, filled to the brim with collectibles, secrets to find, and a wonderful cast of characters, echoes top-tier platformers of the past. The only downside I have is it's not as long of a game, but that might work to its advantage, as it doesn't outstay its welcome and helps keep it fresh in the minds of players. It's a fun adventure and one I highly recommend to 3D platformer fans. The Crash Bandicoot and Sane Trilogy is one of the 2 collections from Activision that are truly amazing in value. The Crash Trilogy contains remasters of the first 3 Crash games from the original PlayStation, which are largely considered to be some of the best platformers and games on the console, especially for that second and third entry. Graphics and performance-wise, it's a pretty damn good port on the console, and it feels right at home on the system, and of course, it's a must-own for its value. While the first game shows its age a little bit and its uneven difficulty, the second and third games are some of the best from the era, and they still hold up today in the gameplay department after all these years. The Spyro Reignited Trilogy contains the first 3 Spyro games from the original PlayStation in new remastered forms. As awesome as the games were on the old console, they feel better than ever in this new release, and it looks better than ever. Just like the Crash Trilogy, the Switch version of Spyro is an excellent one, and you cannot deny the insane value of the collection. These 3 games were some of the best PlayStation games back in the day, and they're worth playing to this day. Make sure to get both collections if you're a platformer fan. Yeah, let's go 3 for 3 with another trilogy of 3D platforming games for the Switch. Super Mario 3D All-Stars contains 3 of Mario's classic adventures: Super Mario 64 from the N64, Super Mario Sunshine from the GameCube, and Super Mario Galaxy from the Wii. Even though I wish that Nintendo added a little bit more to the package beyond the minor changes we saw, these are all without a doubt great platformers. Yes, even Sunshine. I mean, Galaxy on its own is freaking amazing, one of the best platformers ever, and truly the star of the package. But to get that, plus Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine, is great. Now, if Nintendo wasn't a bonehead and made this unavailable on the eShop and stopped printing new copies, things would be better. Seriously, Nintendo, what a dumb move. Still though, that doesn't take away from the fact that these are excellent platformers for the Switch, and it is a collection worth owning. Just try not to spend too much on it. Yooka-Laylee's inspirations are pretty clear. It's heavily inspired by the Banjo-Kazooie series that made its start on the N64. The gameplay is similar. Yooka and Laylee explore lands as they obtain and learn new abilities to find collectibles hidden throughout. This time though, there's modern quality of life improvements to the gameplay, and the stages themselves tend to be much bigger than the ones featured in the Banjo-Kazooie games. Heavy inspirations aside, it's a fun game that feels right at home on the Switch, with its Nintendo-like charm, and you'll have plenty of stuff to explore as you attempt to find everything hidden within. Speaking of Banjo-Kazooie, I have to include this gem from the N64 side of the Nintendo Switch Online service on the list, as it's one of the best 3D platformers ever made. This game has you playing as the bear Banjo and the bird Kazooie, using their combined abilities, many of which that they unlock through the course of the game, to explore worlds and complete challenges to find those jiggy puzzle pieces and take down the witch Gruntilda and her minions. The levels are well designed, with plenty of exploration to do so, and many secrets and collectibles to find. And the general progression with the unlocking of abilities makes for a good game flow and pushes players to revisit past levels to find stuff that you may have missed. It's one of the best 3D platformers of all time, and one that you definitely need to play. A long while back, I released a video on this channel answering the question of can you find good games to play on the Switch for $1 or less. Toree 2 was one of the games featured in that video, and this tiny-sized platformer is a treat. This game has you racing through stages, getting the best times that you possibly can, while also collecting all the collectibles within. It's a speedrunners type of game, and the colorful stages are fun to play through as you attempt to discover the best flow and tactics through them. The game is only 99 cents, and it's truly one of the best values on the Switch. Now you can also fit Toree 3D in this spot too, as the first game is basically the same type of game, and it's only 99 cents too. I just think that Toree 2 squeaks out a little bit, as I kinda like the level design just a little bit more than the first one. But anyway, get them both. $2 total is all you need. Blue Fire takes a lot of inspiration from 2D platformers like Hollow Knight and does so in a 3D setting. The platforming is good, there's lots of it as you explore, and the game will test your reflexes, both in movement and in combat. This game requires a lot more from the player than other platformers, but that's kind of a good thing. It helps set it out from others. Again, a bit like Hollow Knight, you'll get better as you play and master the controls, but the game does not compromise in its difficulty. I like that though. It's a skill-based game, and ones that take the time to truly master it will love this platformer to death. For the longest time, I wasn't quite sure we'd see a traditional Crash Bandicoot game ever again, but after the success of Crash Trilogy, Toys for Bob and Activision saw it was worthwhile making a new game in the series. Now Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, was originally designed with the other, more powerful consoles in mind, so I wasn't quite sure we'd see a release on Switch. But months later, it was announced and it came out, and you know what? The Switch version is great in the visuals and performance department, all things considered. As far as the game goes, holy cow, there's a ton of content here, with brand new elements and new modes for all the awesome levels within. And there's brand new characters that have their own gameplay mechanics and such. That makes this one of the best Crash Bandicoot games yet. I liked Demon Turf on the Switch, but I'll be honest, I like the semi-sequel Demon Turf Neon Splash a lot more. It cuts out a lot of the fluff from the first game and just focuses on the platforming. The platforming was excellent in the first game, and focusing on that without too much of the story stuff and the combat was a great idea. In this game, you gotta maintain constant momentum in the stages in order to race to complete them. But there's other goals too, such as finding collectibles that can unlock remixed levels for you to challenge. Also, I gotta say, I love the visual style and the bright colors. It makes the game pop. Anyway, it's a sweet treat for only $5 in the eShop. I highly recommend this one for 3D platforming fans on a budget. Lunistice gets a lot of its inspiration from the 32-bit era of gaming, especially in the visuals, but honestly, its controls and movement are better than most of those games. It's a joy to play this game, feels very precise with its controls, jumping and attacking. This game is a lot like the Toree games I talked about earlier. You race through stages as fast as you can, while finding and collecting all the collectibles and secrets within. It's just this game, the levels are far bigger than the ones in Toree, and have a lot more detail going on. This game is great, and it's only $5 too. It's a no-brainer of a game to pick up for your Switch. Neon White is a special kind of platformer, as this one plays in a first-person perspective. In addition, its platforming is handled in a non-traditional way. You need to use playing cards and discard them for attacking and movement through the levels. One card might let you attack with a weapon, another might help you double jump. It's a really neat concept, focused very much on speedrunning and trial and error with your cards, to not only get the fastest times, but also discover secret paths and such. I love games that think outside the box, especially in a crowded genre, such as 3D platformers and such. And because it executes those original ideas so well, it's worthy of a spot on this list. With Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Nintendo hit a home run, capturing the spirit of what made the past 2D Kirby games great, and made an excellent 3D platformer. Kirby is as cute as ever in this beautiful looking game, and the stages are well done, with secrets and goals to complete for each one. The mouthful mode is a hit, with memorable mechanics that are well used, especially in later stages and challenges. And finally, the boss fights are a blast. It's a game so good, you want to complete everything and aim for that 100% completion. Well done, Nintendo. It's not only a good 3D platformer for the Switch, it's quite possibly one of the best games in the Kirby series. For a lot of people, Super Mario Odyssey is considered to be the best 3D Mario game, though I'm in the boat of Galaxy 1 and 2 being the ones I consider to be the very best. Nevertheless, Super Mario Odyssey is one hell of a game, with lots of moons to collect through its very well-designed worlds. The Cappy ability is amazing and helps break out a bit from Mario's traditional platforming formula, and I love the transformations too. You'll need to explore every nook and cranny, and there's a lot of game to do so, with so many secrets around every corner, and there's a lot of challenges to find and complete. It's one of the Switch's best games, and a must-play for anyone who considers themselves a 3D platformer fan. And there you go, that's 15 of what I consider to be the very best 3D platformers for the Nintendo Switch. You've heard my list, now I want to see yours. Make sure to post your favorite 3D platformers for the console in the comments down below. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any future videos. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thank you.